Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're doing good today. Well, today I'm going to be planting an heirloom Dickinson pumpkin. I'm going to show you exactly how I plant it, but what I really want to show you is how well this soil has been amended. It doesn't even remotely come close to clay soil anymore, and I want to show you that. And I've got something over here that it happened, and I think it's kind of neat, and so I want to show you guys that. And so we're going to go ahead and get into it. Now, about 6 months ago, it was in November, I made a video. I'm going to leave a link to that in the description. It was understanding pumpkin roots, and I'm not going to get into it again. If you watch that video, you'll understand why I'm planting my pumpkins in a long trench. And then about 4 months ago, I made a follow-up video, which I'll leave that in the description. And it just talks about, breaking everything down. And so this is the end result to that. I'm going to show you guys. You can watch it from start to finish, and you're going to see how it came out. So let's go ahead and start planting. Okay, so in my last video, I did that on planting zucchini, which was really kind of similar to how I'm going to do this. And I don't think I had the camera close enough to show everything, so I'm going to try to do a little better job of that. So the first thing I'm going to do, and I tilled this up yesterday, and it tilled really, really well. I tilled it a couple times, and I want to get down. If you watch those videos, you'll understand that a pumpkin actually has two different sets of roots. And so the reason I'm digging this hole is for the taproot. Now, this right here, let me show you this up close, because this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so this started out as pig manure and hay, and now it is just get real good here. I mean, it just breaks up. There is still some clay in there, but it is just soft. It just breaks up really well, and I'm just really, really happy with how this come out. This is going to allow them roots, the fibrous roots, to really just get in that soil. It's a lot softer. I'm not making this up. It's like it's really not even clay. There's still a little clay in there, but I mean, it's just really, really nice to work with something like this. It makes me jealous of people that have good soil. But I'm going to dig this down, and I want to give that taproot just a little bit, a little bit of food, a little bit of nutrients and then let it go down. And so what I do there, I just put in a little bit of rabbit manure and alfalfa pellets. And then I'm going to cover that up just a little bit. Now, I've been doing this for 2 years, and I've changed it a little bit, but I had a viewer suggest Dickinson pumpkins, which mine turned out really, really good last year, but she suggested wood ash and kelp. Well, I didn't have any kelp last year, and I kind of forgot to order it. I couldn't find it, so I just did wood ashes. And like my pumpkins, if you go through my playlist and look at my videos of my pumpkins, they did really, really good. So I'm just going to stick with that again this year, and I'm going to just cover all this up, because I don't want my roots to be right in that rabbit manure. I want them to, get spread out, get growing before they get into that nitrogen. The rabbit manure and the alfalfa pellets is there to give them nitrogen, but it's also going to be there for the potassium and the phosphorus later on. And if you don't have rabbits, you can just use alfalfa pellets, you know, things like that. It's a really, really balanced fertilizer. So I'm going to put that down there. And what I'm hoping to do is get this. I don't want it real deep. I mentioned this in my video on zucchini. And I'm going to show you one thing that I didn't like, how this came out, that I'm going to try to change for next year. See, look at that. That's just beautiful. You know, all them nutrients broke down. I think it's really going to turn out good. But as you can see, my problem is, here's the top of my soil here. My plant's down here. So I would really not like it to be that low. If we get a really, really, really hard rain or something, you know, it could be, you know, it could rot the roots. It could do, I just don't want it that low. And so I'm going to maybe try something a little different next year. Yeah, I'm just really happy with how that soil, you know, again, how it got amended. And all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cover this up with hay, a real good layer of hay, and that's it. That's really all I do to plant them. Now, let me show you what's going on over here. This is kind of cool. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the term volunteer, this is what it is. I've got pumpkins. I got a pumpkin over there. I've got a pumpkin over there. A little bitty pumpkin over there. 2 different tomato plants. And I did not plant any of this. So what I think has happened is, when I put all that pig manure down last year, they had been eating a lot of seeds. And I think they were in the manure and they made it through the winter. And when I tilled it up, it brought them up evidently. They were low enough that they didn't freeze, and when I tilled them, it brought them up enough that they started growing. And at first I didn't know what to do with them, because it's going to be kind of a trick to grow tomatoes and pumpkins together. Now, if you're interested in seeing how this comes out, consider subscribing, because I'm going to show you, because it brings more ideas to mind about how maybe you could companion plant them closer together. But there's a lot of questions. How do you get in to pick them once your pumpkins grow up? So, but I decided not to pull them, and I'm just going to see how this comes out. I have no idea what kind of tomatoes they even are. Well, let me know what you think, and it should be something really interesting. Well, you guys have a good night, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you later. See ya.